Yes, hello, Ni Hao Manila. Welcome to another episode of Ni Hao Chats with me, your host, Valerie Tan. And today, we are here in this very nostalgic and special place, the Chinatown Museum. And to tell us more about it is the acting manager of Chinatown Museum. Say Ni Hao to Michael.
Hi, Ni Hao Ma.
Yes, Michael. So, di ba, ang sabi nga nila, ang Binondo Chinatown is the oldest Chinatown in the world. Is this true?
Well, actually not per se. Not the oldest Chinatown. Kasi there were other locations outside Intramuros before magkaroon ng Binondo where the Chinese were living. But in 1594, under a royal decree issued by the Spaniards, they organized Binondo to become the settlement for the Catholic Chinese. So that existence that started 1594 until today, hindi siya naputol. So that continuity coupled with a royal decree gives authenticity to the fact that Binondo is hailed as the oldest still surviving Chinatown in the world.
Napaka-rich ng ating history. So dahil nga one of the oldest, diba, or they can say na an old Chinatown talaga ang Binondo Chinatown. So this Chinatown Museum is really a perfect place para ma-showcase natin ang culture natin. Tell us more about Chinatown Museum. Kailan ito nagsimula?
We opened the museum June 2019, so we have 18 galleries. 15 of the galleries are permanent exhibitions that retells the history of Manila Chinatown from its foundation up to its golden age during the early 1940s. Then the three galleries are for special exhibitions where we showcase different types of exhibition na kina-collaborate namin with the local community of Binondo.
Ano ba yung vision and mission ng Chinatown Museum?
So it's our vision to showcase the history of Binondo in an engaging manner. So para hindi siya boring, hindi siya bland na pupunta ka lang sa isang museum, you'll pass by, then eventually makalimutan mo yung visit mo. Our terms of engagement stems from the fact that this is an interactive museum. So you can literally experience the history here using all your five senses. And also, to engage the community by bringing their history, their stories inside the museum via exhibitions that we collaborate with them. So right now we have a new exhibition na about sa firefighter volunteers. So that sorts of thing, yan yung gusto naming i-showcase dito sa Chinatown Museum. Previously, we have other exhibitions that also brings other stakeholders of the community. We have exhibitions with the Chinese schools like Tiongse Academy, like Chiang Kai-shek College, where we showcase their history here. We also created other exhibitions that showcase the cuisine and medicine influences of the Chinese in Philippine history and to our Filipino identity. So all of those things, we present that here in Chinatown Museum.
Michael, ako kasi Filipino-Chinese ako. So this is something so special and so close to my heart. Pero, this museum is not only for Filipino-Chinese. Kasi nga,
yes.
medyo incorporated na yung Filipino and Chinese culture dito sa Philippines. So I see a lot of mga locals and actually foreigners coming here. It has become so interactive, ano? So parang kahit pwede to for kids, for the old people.
For all walks of life, actually. Anyone can visit Chinatown Museum, be it toddler or even senior citizen na, naka-wheelchair ka na, we're very accommodative with all sorts of people kasi yung access sa museum namin, very free siya since we're inside the mall.
I have a question for you. Ito medyo challenging ito.
Yes.
Sa dami ng magagandang galleries and exhibits dito na tinur natin sa ating Ni Hao Discovers episode, watch it if you haven't seen it. Sa dami nito, meron ka bang favorite?
Me personally, for the exhibit, etong nasa likod natin actually, the flavors of Binondo. Because when you go around Binondo, this 21st century, the very first thing na hahanapin ng mga foreigner dito and other Filipinos is the food crawl.
Oo naman.
So, that particular section of the museum gives you an idea kung anong makakain mo during these food crawls. And that shows you how vibrant Filipino cuisine is because of Chinese influence. So, hindi buo yung Filipino identity natin, especially when it comes to food, without the Chinese in that mix. Yan, yung adobo natin, yes, adobo started as a vinegar lang siya, a vinegar stew, pero eventually nilagyan ng toyo. So now, yung adobo is synonymous din with the use of toyo. Hindi pwedeng wala. So, paggamit natin ng chopsticks, yung ibang paraan natin ng pagluluto, ibang mga ingredients na ginagamit natin, terminologies na ginagamit sa pagluluto. Also, when it comes to commerce and industry, like for example, yung term na suke, ayan, so every time of the day, you will heard that particular term, pero that originates from the Fukien term Xiongke, which means top customer of the day. So every time na tawagin ka ni ate, ni tindera na suke, so may Chinese na kaagad doon. So hindi na siya nawala. That's part of our culture. That's why whenever I do tours here, Chinatown Museum does not talk about the story of the Chinese. It's the story of the Chinese, how they became Filipino, how they become part of the Filipino identity. That's
So,
it.
it has blended so beautifully, no? Yung Filipino and Chinese culture.
Yes.
Why do you think it's important that everyone recognizes this beautiful mix?
It's common na ma-mistake kasi. And up to now, there's this angst against the Chinese population, especially with what's happening now in the 21st century. But I want to assure everyone na yung Chinese na nandito sa Binondo, they're here for more than 400 years. So they were internally woven within the society that they become an integral part of it. And without the Chinese, Binondo will not exist properly. Without the Chinese, there will be no proper exchange of goods dahil sila yung nag-fuel ng galleon trade. Yan. Without our connections with the Chinese that dates back all the way to the 10th century, so they're here 500 years prior to the coming of the Spaniards. Without them, we don't have any interaction, or rather, limited lang yung interaction natin with the other Asian neighbors we have. Dahil ang tagal na ng connections natin with them, yan. So, part na talaga siya ng pagkatao natin as Filipino. That's why hindi ko siya nakikita na bakit maganda rather yung blend ng culture. It's because it stems out for nearly 1,000 years. For nearly 1,000 years we've connected with them, and that's peacefully. They're here to trade. They're not here to conquer. That's the story of the Chinese. They came here to do trade, yan, to profit. But eventually, they found out, it's better to live here rather than going back to China. That's why many of them, until today, you can see it, that they left China in order to live here harmoniously with the Filipinos. They assimilate perfectly because yung communal bond nila with the other Chinese, it's there. So, they don't find a hard time para makipag-converse with the Filipinos because may introduction na kaagad. So, nagtutulungan talaga sila.
So, for those people who want to come here, diba, they can come here, where and how?
We're located inside Lucky Chinatown Mall at the 4th floor of North Wing. We're open from Tuesday to Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So there's an entrance fee for adults, it's 150. For PWD and senior citizens, it's 120. And for students, 100 pesos na lang siya.
Yes, Michael, for explaining everything to us. Yes. And of course, please invite our Ni Hao Manila viewers to come and visit Chinatown Museum real life and in person.
Hi, Ni Hao Manila viewers. We invite everyone to please visit us here at Chinatown Museum, located at the heart of the oldest Chinatown in the world.
Maraming salamat!
Yes, maraming salamat din po.
And to all of our Ni Hao Manila viewers, thank you so much for joining us in the latest episode of Ni Hao Chats. Please don't forget to follow and subscribe to our Ni Hao Manila YouTube and also our Facebook and Instagram. Here are the handles. Again, my name is Valerie Tan. See you in the next episode. Ako na ulit. I'll try.
Kaya niyo yan.